Hi, and welcome to Bite Me. My name is Julia Stier.
And I'm Bukola Ogunmola.
And I love vampires.
And I do not.
So I'm making her watch all the vampire movies with me, and I'm going to convert her. Are you ready for this?
Yep.
So for this episode, we are watching... Do you want to tell them what we're watching?
We're watching Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer?
Vampire Hunter.
Okay, that makes it better.
Vampire Hunter. But, you know, the thing that I love about this is, so I'm trying to look up a synopsis right now.
Uh-huh.
And so I just typed in, like, you know, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter synopsis.
Uh-huh.
And one of the questions that pops up is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter a real story?
Come on, y'all. Y'all think Abraham Lincoln was out here abolishing slavery and hunting vampires?
He had a busy 4 years.
He has a busy, like 3.5.
Okay, but it says Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, not quite based on a true story, which means there's a kernel of truth here. Just kidding.
And he didn't really abolish slavery for...
I like this quote.
Niceness.
No, Abraham Lincoln did not fight vampires. Oh, there was no more to that. Never mind. I thought I was going to get a fuller story. But apparently it's based off of a novel. And I can read you the half of the synopsis that pops up.
Why only half, Julia?
Because your phone won't let me open the rest.
Okay,
And we don't have an assistant
Let's not
yet.
blame my phone or our lack of assistant for the internet not wanting us to watch this movie.
No, the internet wants us to watch the movie. I think it just wants us to go in blind.
Got it.
It was like, oh, you're trying to get...
too much information.
They're like, no, you're gonna...
We want to surprise you.
I'm curious. Okay, before I read you this half of a synopsis, I'm curious what comes to mind when you hear Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
As someone born on Abraham Lincoln's birthday...
Are you really?
I am. I think that this is going to be about Abraham Lincoln, and under his hat, he pulls out like a bow and arrow, and that's how he slays
nothing about vampires.
Vampires.
No.
No?
Bukola, vampire rule number 1, wooden stakes. I was so proud of you. I was like, oh, she's right. There's going to be a wooden stake under that hat. And then, no.
So a wooden stake.
This is like, I didn't realize I was going to give you like Vampire 101 lessons. I thought, you know like a little bit of like vampire lore, right?
Yes, I know that they shine and glisten in the sun.
That's just Twilight.
I know that they steak hurts their heart.
Yes,
if they eat it.
No.
No. You were so excited for Tuesday.
It took I heard you and then I processed you and then I was really offended.
No. Okay, I got it. Okay. Vampires glisten. They watch teenage girls sleep.
You at least know what they drink, right?
They drink blood.
Thank you. Okay. We're there. We're halfway there, folks.
They make tea with like tampons.
Oh my god, I'm cutting you off. Okay, I'm reading. Okay. I'm just going to read you the synopsis. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay, well, this is the half synopsis you're going to get. While still a boy, Abraham Lincoln loses his mother to a vampire's bite. He vows revenge, but fails in the attempt, narrowly escaping with his life. He is rescued by Henry. Dominic Cooper from Mamma Mia. He plays,
Dominic Cooper from,
Mamma Mia. Don't go wasting your...
I haven't seen that either.
Oh my god. Too bad there's no vampires in there. We could watch it for this. A charismatic...
Wait, Dominic Cooper was in The Preacher. He's the main guy in The Preacher.
I don't know.
Okay.
Is that...
Let us know in the
comments. Velociraptor, right?
No, not Velociraptor. I have a friend that's in that movie. Okay.
Oh, do you really?
I do. He's the main character. I forgot that I knew him. I know him from acting school from New York, and like a friend of mine from New York was like, we know him, and I was like, no, and she was like, yeah, he was in the class above us, and I was like, oh, and then I like put it together. I know famous people, guys.
Bukola is famous people. She will be. We will be.
Yes, we're pre-famous.
We're pre-famous, so you're catching us at our roughest. Okay. He is rescued by Henry, Dominic Cooper from Mamma Mia, a charismatic vampire hunter who instructs Abe in the fine art of dispatching bloodsuckers. Okay, but here's the thing. I don't think there's going to be any romance in this.
So then why are we watching this?
Because how could we pass it up with a name like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Is it the reason why we watch vampire movies because it's romantic? For all those listening, for all those only listening, Julia, nothing's wrong with your headphones. Julia just stopped talking and looked confuzzled.
Okay. As a cradle Catholic, right?
I don't know what that means.
That means, like, you popped out of the womb and they baptized you, like, right then.
Immediately.
Like
with the gushy stuff still on your body.
Oh my God.
They baptized you.
Basically. It means,
That's
it just
amazing.
means, like, from birth. Like,
got it.
And so, like, this is kind of actually what my pilot's about. So I wrote a pilot called The Vampire Love Club, and it's about a bunch of, like, repressed Catholic girls who have their, like they escape into... Okay, it's not really about that, but it's, like, basically, like, the main thing is that, like, they all love vampire books because it's, like, as dirty as they get.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know this, guys. We're all finding this out together.
Did you read Twilight?
Yes, I did. I read all 4 Twilights.
Did
I was one of those people, and then I, like, turned 20 and was
but,
like...
Okay, but you know how, like, tame
that.
they are, right?
Yeah, because Twilight is the sexy version... I mean, is the not sexy version of 50 Shades.
I used to hide Breaking Dawn under my bed because they had sex in it, and I was worried that my parents... I mean, I don't think my mom gave a shit. Like, because my mom ended up reading them. But, like, I was so scared, because I was, like, 13.
Yeah.
Because I was, like, peak... prime age for Twilight, which when we watched that movie, I have so many stories of that.
Oh, goodness.
But I'm really excited to watch this.
I am here watching this vampire movie.
But Bukola can't act surprised that this is, like, that about the romance comment, because she literally did a piece I wrote where I talk about how I'm only attracted to men who are gonna kill my enemies for me.
Yes.
So, like,
I get it.
She is not, like, she's
I'm
over
not
here with her
surprised.
doe-eyed being like, oh my God, help me, guys. Like, I didn't know Julia was weird. No.
I know
she did. And she still agreed to do this.
We're the same type of weird. We're just not weird about vampires. I'm not weird about vampires.
What are you weird about?
I don't know, but I don't think I'm
I think
nowhere
we're gonna
near.
find out.
I'm nowhere near close to how you feel about vampires. Maybe about Abed from Community. For all those that are listening only, Julia just looked very freaking confused. Like, she was just like,
I went through all the characters in Community in my head real quick, and then remembered I haven't actually seen the show, and so I was just, like, really trying to pull from, like, commercial spots I've seen.
It's like, Abed? The weird one? Yes, that's Bay.
Ooh, I feel that, though. I mean, that's what you want, right? You want, like, a lovable cutie who's, like, also, like, goofy.
Sure.
Which is, I guess, the exact opposite of every vampire movie and trope.
Maybe that's what it is.
It's the difference between what you want and what you need. Like, I want, like, the brooding, I will murder your enemies guy. What I probably need is, like, a comedian with a dad bod. It's called being self-aware.
That's hilarious, because what I want is, like, an Aved type, which is, like, super quiet, probably has a little bit of stuff going on. He's a little weirdo. And just, so then what I need is a vampire, is what you're saying. So
this is gonna be really good for
maybe
Bukola.
Yeah, maybe this will be eye-opening.
And on that note, shall we go watch Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
We shall.
Woo! Okay, and if you're listening, you should also go watch it and then come back and discuss it with us, because that's what we're about to do.
Or continue driving and wait 30 seconds, and not 30 seconds, wait 10 seconds, and we'll be right back, and it'll be like we never left.
Talk soon! And we are back. Cheers to that. We made it through that.
We made it through. That's exactly what we should say.
Interesting. Okay, so I would like to go on record of saying that there's a reason why I watch vampire movies where the vampires are the good guys. This time they were very, very bad guys.
They were the bad guys.
And okay, let's start with the things we liked. So we were talking about it a lot. We liked makeup.
The makeup is very good in this movie.
The editing was really cool.
The editing is superb in this movie.
And the cinematography, really amazing.
Beautiful.
So tech-wise, really cool movie.
Yes.
However,
even acting is
actually,
the acting was great. They knew what movie they were in, and they acted for that movie.
Did they though? Because that's the thing that came up when we were talking about it at the end. Is that we were like, I think we all kind of agreed. We also watched with my roommate. She joined us for it, and we were talking about how, okay, with a name like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter,
yeah,
it should have been campy, but this was a very like serious movie.
Very serious movie.
But then they were vampires.
They were vampires, and that's very serious behind movie.
Quite make sense.
Honestly, like 2 seconds into the movie, when half the what is it called? Dang, and I'm from the East Coast. I should know what this is called. The Pin. Is that what it's called? When half of it was being built, in the first like 30 seconds of the movie, they were showing us Washington D.C. After it was I was already done. So you see, she was making drinks. I was already done. I was already done. But they took themselves very seriously, and the actors worked very hard. And then I found out everything about their lives. I was like, yo, I know this guy from this, and I know this guy from this, and this guy used to be married to this woman.
Do you want to give them a quick rundown of what the movie was about?
It was about Abraham. First of all, let's talk about this, okay? It was about Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president. I don't know if that's right. At me in the comments. It was about the Abraham Lincoln, born February 12th. And his mother gets killed by a vampire because he's protecting his best friend, who's a little black boy. And then his dad decides to protect him, and then the mom has to pay the price for the dad protecting the mom because they wanted to protect Abraham Lincoln, who was protecting his best friend Will.
That was a really complicated way of saying that.
Okay, so say it better.
Okay, so Abraham Lincoln defends his friend, gets in trouble for it. You're right. No, I can't do it any better. There's too many, like... Well, here's the thing with the movie. There were 40 blonde white men. And I cannot tell you... She
couldn't tell the difference.
I couldn't tell the difference.
I, as a liberated black person, for all those that are listening, I could tell the difference. Because not all white people look the same, Julia.
But all white blonde men do look the same.
It was a lot of white blonde men.
And they also all had, like... Their names were, like... Speed, Adam, Joe, Ben. I was like, this is truly interchangeable. Abe. I mean, even Abe. I had to, like, make sure. Because here's the thing. They had, like, they always do this, too. And as a brunette, I'm offended by this. But it's always the brunettes that are evil. And the blondes that are the good guys. So you have, like, all these blondes who are, like, are they bad? Are they good? Like, da-da-da-da-da. And they all ended up being good. And then all of the vampires had these old white men that were brunette. So they looked exactly the same.
Except for Adam. I mean, what's his name? Abraham. I meant Abraham. Oh, Lord. Abraham. But yes. Okay, that is true. And I didn't notice that. I was just like, white people, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wait, what did you say that one point? You were like, is this what your people do? And I was like, white people? And you were like, no, vampires.
I was like, I don't understand. I was like, something was happening. Like, I got scared because it was scary. It was kind of scary, and I don't do scary movies.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't think it was going to be scary. I thought this was going to be a comedy. That's the thing. I thought, with the name, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter, I was like, this is going to be a comedy. Right?
It has to be. Yeah, I didn't expect what happened to happen. I'm not going to lie. I did not expect it.
I also, though, I am proud of myself of how many things I did call when I was like, oh, you know, he's threw away the gun, but the guy's going to reappear. Or like when I was like, ooh, that couple making noises is not a fight.
That was good. Yeah. That is good.
I was like,
she did call a lot of that. My favorite thing is that you said something that apparently that doesn't happen very often, which is that the vampires disappear.
Oh yeah. Okay. So in a lot of vampire movies, like they can like either turn into like bats for like a quick getaway, or like turn into a mist.
I'm so sorry, a bat?
Yeah. Oh, girl.
I don't think I remember that. Dracula.
I didn't see it, but I know that vampires have been tied to bats, like
from Jump.
What?
Because from Jump, from way back.
Oh! I thought that was the name of a movie. I was like, I'm so impressed.
No, I'm just using vernacular. Never mind.
Do I need to cut this?
No, leave it in. This is fantastic. Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Slayer.
Hunter. Yeah, no, I thought that was going to be a comedy, and
yes,
and it was. I think that's just like what felt so wrong. I was like, this is really like beautiful cinematography, like
gorgeous,
like, and half the time Bukola was like, oh my gosh, like that editing was really cool, like
amazing,
like so cool. Not necessary.
at all.
But really, really good.
Yes.
And that, I think, made it really confusing.
Yes. Okay, so it was a very, very serious movie about vampire. At one point, vampires compared themselves to black
I remember
people
what
in
you were...
slavery.
Oh yeah, actually continue this one. This is more important. I was gonna say I remember the thing that you had brought up.
What did I say?
Well, just that this one had vampires that could turn invisible, and that's not usually a thing.
Okay, yes.
Okay, sorry. But
yes.
go back to the weird comparisons that they were trying to make.
Yeah, they tried to make they were also fighting for slavery, but
that's right. No, so the vampires vampires wanted slavery, and they didn't really fully explain that. They only had the vampire who was training Abraham Lincoln how to kill vampires.
Spoiler
they had
alert.
him. Yeah, no, 100%. We told you to go watch the film before we had this discussion. They've been warned. So the Dominic Cooper, the one from Mamma Mia, he's a vampire who teaches Abraham Lincoln how to kill vampires. Mm-hmm. And he was the one who was like, don't get rid of slavery. It's keeping the vampires happy. It was like really messed up. He was like, you have to keep slavery so that the rest of the country is fine.
Yes.
And then our boy
Will or Abe?
No, Will was just like, he had a good comeback. He was like, oh, so you get to decide who lives and dies? And I was like, clap back on real. First of all, I forgot. I had no idea Anthony Mackie was in this movie. He was great.
He was fantastic as one of 2 black people that spoke. I was very proud of him.
Yeah, and the other one was Harriet Tubman, who they just were like, oh, hi, Harriet. I was like, I'm sorry, this is Harriet Tubman. Like, can we show some respect? I found out through the subtitles that it was Harriet Tubman, because the subtitles said Tubman.
Yes.
Hi.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah. But Harriet Tubman was there. She spoke. That was nice.
That was nice.
Yeah. Oh no, 3 black people, because Little Will and then Big Will spoke.
But that's the same person. I mean, yeah,
2
different actors,
same person. Yeah, they didn't wait for Anthony to grow up.
What did you want from this? Like, what did you want that you didn't get?
For it to stop sooner.
Oh my god.
And not because I just didn't understand. And again, I truly, it has nothing to do with the acting. I think the acting was superb. They were all on the same page. They were all telling the same story. I just didn't like the story. You know what I mean?
I do. No, I do. You're like, that's how I felt about like There Will Be Blood.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Because, and so many people love it. And I'm like, that was the most boring movie I've ever seen. Yeah. And I was like, but it's, oh my gosh, I don't even want to try to guess the names, because not Daniel Day-Lewis. I was like, it's not Damien, but it's his movie. Oh. And like, and I'm sure it's a masterpiece.
Yeah. And I'm sure he's fantastic in it.
I can't.
But yeah, and it's just, I think it's a preference thing, but like, it's not my preference yet.
Yeah. Well, okay. I feel like I did you dirty by having this be the intro to vampires, because okay, I should have started you with like a vampire romance.
I don't know if it would have been any better for me personally. I don't mean to be rude, but like, and I love romance. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to y'all like that. You can already see it in my eyes.
So you're trying to oversell that.
I know.
You're like, I love romance.
I love it. I do love rom-coms. I think rom-coms are super cute.
So what's your difference then between a rom-com and a romance? Like, is a romance to you like Jane Austen? Because I wouldn't call that a rom-com.
I wouldn't even think about watching a Jane Austen. Yes. Oh, Emma is Jane Austen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was cute.
Oh, you saw it?
I saw Emma.
I haven't seen it. I can't sit through a Jane Austen movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Emma.
Which is funny because I want to be in them. I don't want to watch them.
It's like, I don't want to watch them. No. I just want to show up for work.
Yeah. Or like honestly, I'm not gonna lie. That's how I feel sometimes. Like, I felt really guilty because I used to be like, oh, because we're both actors and I don't like watching plays. I love being in plays. I mean, I do like watching plays, but I love musicals. Like, I love watching musicals, but I like acting in plays. So it's that weird thing of, like, that's kind of how I feel about, like, a lot of period pieces. I'm like, I'm not sure I necessarily want to, like, watch it, but I want to be in it.
That's so crazy. I love watching musicals, and I hate being in them. Like,
I mean, I like being in musicals too, but I get what you mean. Like, I that's not my main.
That's not my jam.
My forte.
Yeah, and I know people that wear that's their jam, and I'm like, I know this is not my jam because this is so much your jam that I can't. We can't jam.
We can't jam
on this level.
Do you sing?
I think I do in my mind, but technically no.
But like, have you?
I've been in musicals.
Oh, okay.
I've been in musicals, several musicals, and I've been asked to sing for stuff.
I don't think I've ever heard you sing.
That's hilarious. I sing usually very badly. Just in general. Like, I'm like one of those shower singers where I'm like, like, I just walk around singing, and people are just like, please don't sing like that. But I'm like, it brings me joy.
I've been trying to, like, practice my singing in my shower, and I forget that I leave my window open, and, like, I live in a very small neighborhood, and I'm like,
everybody knows what you
someone's heard me, and it's not always pretty what comes out, because I'm like, oh, I'm going to try for this high note, or, like, I'm going to try to belt this musical theater song, and then, like, it just goes horribly wrong. And I only know that people can probably hear me because I can hear someone else. But she's amazing. Like, I don't know who it is, but there is somebody across, like, the alleyway who's a fantastic singer. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh God, can she hear me? Like, my voice cracking.
Yeah, and exactly. Like, exactly.
I mean, my roommate and I sing a lot and no one's complained yet. So, knock on wood. But,
your wall isn't made of wood. She just knocked on her wall for all
okay, you know what? You want me to do this instead?
Okay, there we go. There we go. But back to Abraham Lincoln, vampire hunter, because I'm gonna stop being disrespectful. So the movie came out in 2012.
And there's a lot of things that did not age well.
No.
There was a line where he was like, remember when he was like, oh, Mr. Lincoln, I thought you were going to make America great. And we were all like, oh.
It's like, that's tainted now, sir.
Oh, gosh.
Sir, ma'am.
Episode 1, and I'm already getting political.
I'm like, no, but yeah, it was one of those things where it was just like,
that didn't age well.
No. But the funny thing is, I'm watching for entertainment. And Julia and her roommate Francesca, who will be a guest sometime in the future.
Wait, where are you going with this? I'm nervous.
We're watching and I'm like, oh, this is funny. And I'm like, oh, there's no black people. But then, oh my gosh, when they start, it was like, I didn't even notice. That's how bad it is. I didn't even notice. And I think it was you or Francesca that said, it feels like they're, like, what is it? What was the word you used? Reverse?
Oh, revisionist history. Well, yeah, no, at first I was like, oh my gosh, this very much feels like revisionist history. Yes. And you and Francesca were both like, yeah, there were not vampires in the Civil War. But no, it was very whitewashed. Like, there was a lot of scenes where we were like, oh, it's amazing that you can make a movie set during the Civil War and there's 2 black people in the entire movie.
And then my favorite part is that Abraham Lincoln's slaves were missing, but his best friend was named Willie and a black dude. And then at the end of the movie, when, again, there are no black people, there's one black person who's then protecting the white man. I just don't...
It was pretty.
It was really, like, and I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, even me, myself, as a black person, would not have noticed. 2 years ago, I'd been like, no, this is what movies look like. Movies are for white people. Like, this is exactly what history didn't have black people, apparently, except for to carry the silver.
Yes. That they made this like whole thing about like, oh my gosh, we're gonna transport the silver on the Underground Railroad, and then just like no, like it was just never discussed. There was like no credit. There was no like,
thank you, black people.
Yeah.
You are kind, you are brave, you are lovely, you are caring. We don't deserve you. None of that. None of that.
I want you to write this script. Can you do like a page 1 rewrite? Bukola's Pass?
Oh my goodness. Abraham Lincoln Vampires Society?
What? Okay, this title just keeps getting more and more. I like that though. Abraham Lincoln's Vampire Society. And it's about like his cabinet.
Yeah.
Of vampires.
I like that. Okay, can we talk about how the main character was making me feel like I'm not doing enough with my life? He became a vampire slayer, right? He's out here slaying. finds a girl, steals his girl from another man.
She's fully engaged to someone
Fully engaged to somebody else. Steals Mary's like, yo, Mary, you looking mad good. Steals his girl, right? Runs.
Yeah, who knew Abe Lincoln was Mr. Steal Your Girl?
I know.
Would not have...
wouldn't have guessed it.
Wouldn't have guessed that. JFK? Yes. Abraham Lincoln? I killed Bukola.
Oh, that's funny. It's funny. But yeah, Abraham Lincoln. And then he, on the side, becomes president.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it gets better. He called it his contingency plan. He was like, I have to have a backup in case vampire hunting doesn't work. So I'm going to become the president of the United States. Just like...
I'm not doing enough with my life, okay? You know what I did today? Watch Abraham Lincoln Vampire Academy. Like... No!
Oh my gosh, this is killing me, Bukola. Vampire Hunter. Say it with me 3 times. Vampire Hunter.
Vampire Society.
Hunter.
Vampire Slayer. Sip swine.
I would say that was the sassiest, the loudest sip. I was like, Bukola is here. Are you kidding me? I am the sound people.
It's so sorry, future Julia.
It's me. That's all we have right now.
Oh my gosh.
I think what was missing from it for me, besides all of the obvious that we just stated, I wanted a romance. I wanted a vampire romance.
Yeah.
And I did not get that. And I feel very... I kept trying to hook Abe up with everybody. I was
Men, women, small children.
No. I never went there. No.
Never small children. But never. You know what I meant. You're like, I never went small children.
You could have said men, women, vampires. Those were 3 very viable categories.
So vampires can be men or women? Wow. This is what they were talking about in the movie, Julia.
I don't have a response. I'm so confused.
Yeah, that was a really bad job, but I won.
Oh my god.
But yeah, she did try to, she was like, ooh, they're gonna, when Abraham and Speed first met, he was like.
Oh, well, they were, do you hear that? Hold for sound.
Hold for sound.
Wow. Okay, continue. Sorry.
No, you were saying that when Abraham and Speed
met, there was a spark. Let's reenact it. Okay, ready? Okay, so I'm sorry if you're just listening to it, but they walked in and he was like, can I have a room?
Julia's leaning back very sexily.
Oh my gosh.
Watch on YouTube if you want to find out.
It's not worth it, don't worry. You don't have to. But there was this intense spark. They made the eye contact. Okay. Yeah, there you go. That's the eye contact.
Okay, so I went from here to here.
She looked into my soul, but then she narrowed it down. Yeah, see, and then they were like, oh, I can stay there for free. Actually, it was really... That was something that really bothered me. He goes, yeah, you could stay here on credit in exchange for working. I was like, that's not on credit then. That's just a bartering.
That's a bartering. Yeah, that's very smart.
I don't know. That made me...
I think just seeing us try to reenact that scene sexily shows why we're both single.
Oh my god. You didn't have to stoop that low. You could have just said, shows how good the actors were that they were able to pull that off. When we, spur of the moment, we're not. Okay, this jacket is so loud.
I'm so sorry. You know what's crazy? I put it on and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna be crunching so hard. I was like, no, I'll just stay still. And then you pumped me full of wine.
I know. I was like, have you met you? I don't think you would have stayed.
I know, that's a lie.
I was like, Bukola, in what world would you have stayed still during this?
I know, that's true. For those who are listening, I'm basically wearing the Missy Elliott sweater from that old music video where she's wearing the garbage bag, but in green.
I like that. Here, give him a rustle. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for...
You're lucky we don't have real sound people. They would have yelled at you a long time ago.
Oh my gosh.
It's just me. Just
days ago.
Let's see, what else? What else was... Did this teach you anything about vampires?
That they can disappear and reappear. That they're not always good. That they got scary teeth. It's not just one thing. It was just The whole face transformed. They got real gray. They got lines. Like, they wear sunscreen.
Oh my God, yes. I've never seen that before. The guy, like the Dominic Cooper. Thank you. I don't know where I was going with that. Anthony. Just like pulls out like a little balm. And I think it even said it was like
sunscreen.
Sunscreen,
yeah.
sun balm. And he just he puts it on his cheeks and just like no one says anything about it.
I said something about it.
No, I meant them in the movie.
Yeah, it was just like, why are you putting on sunscreen?
We were like, I'm sorry. Oh, also, one of the vampires looked like Elton John with those like little sunglasses. And then Henry, who's Dominic Cooper, he also looks like he was from the 60s.
Yeah.
Like, they kept putting them in this, like, these, like, little sunglasses, which, like, I don't know. I feel like I do watch a lot of, like, period dramas and period pieces, even though I literally just said earlier, like, oh, I never watched it. Yeah. I do. I lied.
She watches them for R&D, research and development.
Oh, I was like, what? I don't think I've ever seen, like, as many little sunglasses.
Tiny sunglasses.
As I have in this movie.
They were really cool, though, because they had the things on the side to, like, really protect their eyes. Oh, so I guess something happens to them in the sunlight. And that's why they have to protect their eyes, the vampires.
But not all the vampires were in them.
Then I don't know.
No, because remember there was, they had, like, the whole explanation where they were, like, and I liked that they addressed that, of, like, I mean, that's, like, one of the things about, you know, when you're in a film or something weird happens, they're like, the best thing to do is just to call it out, to not try to, like, skate over it. So this one, they obviously had the vampires out in the sun, and so they just called it out. They were like, oh, yeah, I mean, they didn't really give much of an explanation, but they were just like, yeah, the vampires found a way to be in the sun. Like, that's literally all they said.
Oh,
like,
yes.
They didn't say, I guess maybe it was the sunscreen, but they didn't say if it was, like, a spell, or... Yeah. Can you tell I watch, like, a lot of, like, Vampire Diaries?
Girl, Vampire... Was that the one on CW? With
Nina? That's the sexy one.
That's sex. It's on CW. I love CW. Please call me somebody up there.
I know. Hey, CW, if you, want...
Call me.
You got options. Look at
options.
What are you going for?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a lot. Maybe we could do like an All-American is right here. Just call me CW.
Do a what?
All-American is on CW. It's the Black people show on CW.
Oh.
Since they're canceling Black Lightning.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah. But they're starting a new show called Painkiller. Yeah.
I actually haven't watched CW in a while because I don't have cable anymore.
Oh, I watch it on the internet. I watch The Flash every week.
That's why I was like, I don't know anything. That's like, to me, CW is still just the Vampire Diaries. Like, it doesn't have any other shows.
What?
Maybe Riverdale. I watched a couple Riverdale, and I watched a couple Sabrina.
That's not on CW.
Oh my God, it's not. Okay, so, that's a Netflix, isn't it?
It is Netflix.
Okay, well, never mind.
But yeah,
well, to be fair, I just gotta defend my honor here.
Okay. Same creators.
I was gonna say Riverdale is also on Netflix, but it is a CW show.
Yes.
And so that's where I was getting.
Yep, and it's the same creators as Riverdale. Sabrina. Yeah. So, understandable. But there are no vampires. Are there vampires in Riverdale? Are there vampires in Sabrina?
No. No, I mean, not that I ever got to. I only got... I mean, Sabrina. I mean, you know, it's Sabrina the Teenage Witch, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
But not the fun Melissa Joan Hart one.
No.
Which I've seen every episode of that.
Have you really?
Yes,
that used to be my, like, homesick from school show.
Aww.
You know? Because it's like you're home and, like, none of the cartoons are on yet.
Got it.
So you, like, flip through the channels and you're like... And your mom's like, oh, Sabrina the Teenage Witch is clean.
Yeah,
and you're like, sure. It was either that or, like, the Food Channel. Nothing was ever on. It was so hard to be a kid sick home from school. Like, honestly, almost not even worth it. Like,
yeah, at least when we were coming up. Now Netflix is
oh no, now are you kidding me? I would have
looking for a sick day.
I know, I would be like, I have to stay home.
Wow, that was a good sick voice.
Oh, thank you.
That was really good.
I tried. Did you ever try to like fake a sickness to stay home?
Yeah.
Did you ever try the, I can't remember if I actually tried this, if I just heard about it, where you put peanut butter on your feet and then you sleep in socks and you're supposed to wake up with a fever. But I don't even think that's pretending to be sick. I think that just makes you ill.
I think that makes you ill. I would never waste peanut butter like that.
No, I don't think I ever did. I think I was too scared to get caught. Because I know me. Like, I'd get up and be like, Mom, I think I have a fever. And I'd get out of bed and I would squish. Like, you would hear it. You know what I mean?
I would squish.
Like, yeah. I'm just not a good liar as a kid either.
Yeah. No, even when I was sick, I remember one time I was sick and my mom was like, "You're going to school," and then I got to school and they were like, "She's sick." It's like, oh, okay.
Oh no, I know. My mom's not like a big like go to the doctor over every little thing.
Yeah, no
thing. So
no.
There was you had to be like ill,
yeah,
and like ill for like multiple days before they were like, oh, maybe we should go to the doctor.
Should take her somewhere. Yeah, same.
How many siblings do you have? I forget.
I have 3 siblings.
Okay, so there's 4 of you total.
Yeah,
so you have to be like really sick just to get attention. To like, you know what I mean?
Even to this day,
yeah.
I had someone This has nothing to do with Abraham Lincoln or the Vampire Diaries. But but somebody stole the tire off of my car.
Oh my god!
Oh, you didn't know this? No. Yeah, somebody stole a tire off my car.
Was this back in New York?
This was Monday. Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
like this week?
No, this was Sunday morning. So someone stole a tire off my car, and I told my siblings, and they FaceTimed me to laugh at me. They stole a tire.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is your car okay? Are you okay?
Fine. I'm fine.
Is your car okay?
Pissed. My car is gonna be okay after I spend another God knows how much money fixing it, because they took my tire and left my car on the sidewalk, like just on.
They didn't even do like a cinder block like you see in the movies?
Nope, they didn't cinder block my stuff. They just left it.
They just took one.
I
don't know if that's worse or better.
I don't know either. But anyway, yeah, so that's where I'm at. So if I sound broken inside, it's because I'm the last child. Woe is me. Watch my siblings listen to this and be like, shut up. And I'm like, okay.
That is so wild. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad that I had no clue that was happening to you.
No, that's okay.
Well, I had the flat tire the week before, so I get you. Like, I did like a really pathetic, like, oh, my car's, like, tire. And thankfully a lot of people were like, hey, I can come, like, fix your tire for you.
So
but
sweet.
I had given up, and I had just left my car on the side of the road and went home because I was, like, I was so angry. I was just, like, my poor dad, I called him and he was just like, I'll just get it tomorrow. And I was like, I work. Like, he did not deserve that. I didn't even tell my parents. Stressing.
My siblings told my parents. I didn't tell them. My parents called me the day and was like, hey, we heard about your car. Are you okay? I was like, I'm fine. They're like, who just steals one tire? I was like, I don't know. I didn't interview them. Why are you asking me this?
See, now if you had a vampire boyfriend, he would not only get your tire back, he would also give you the head of the person.
Okay, first of all, that hurts my feelings because neither a boyfriend nor vampires exist. So, ouch, Julia.
No, it's okay. If it makes you feel any better, I was telling somebody, I was like, wow, I had gotten to a point where I was like, I don't even need men in my life. I know how to put air in my tires. I know how to live my life. The second my tire went flat, I immediately, called a guy I had met on a shoot and was like, hey, what are the odds that you know how to, fix a tire? And when that didn't work, I, called my dad and cried. And I was like, okay, Miss Independent.
It's
yeah, okay. I see you.
You're still independent. All you gotta do is get a AAA account. I'm telling you.
It's true. And I have State Farm, and they gave me my roadside assistance.
And I'm just saying.
So easy and so quick, and I did not need to cry, but I was very overwhelmed.
We're not sponsored by any of these
We're not
companies.
Sponsored, but if they want to, come watch you can watch a vampire movie with us.
With us.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, but I'm not even gonna give it stars or anything like that. It was just weird. It was a weird movie.
Would you recommend it to someone? If someone was like...
Absolutely not.
Okay.
But then again, it's because I like my friends. No. What I mean is I should rephrase that. I am like my friends. So, my friends will not...
Yeah, that's very different from what you just said.
So sorry. But, yeah, that was shady. Please don't take that as bond. But, I wasn't super... I liked moments of it. Okay, wait, guys. We got to talk about when they were running on the horses.
Oh, my God. I almost forgot. Yeah. Single most unreal... Okay. Even more unrealistic than the vampires is the fact... that there is this random moment where Abraham Lincoln is fighting a vampire. And again, that's not even the weirdest part. Mm-hmm. They jump into a valley where a stampede of horses are running through. Hundreds of horses.
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln and this vampire, while these horses are at full speed, are jumping bareback to bareback of each of these horses and just like fighting and like jump, like running across the backs of like 5 horses. Mm-hmm. And at one point they like reach a cliff and I'm like, okay, now that's the real unrealistic part because they are in Illinois.
Yeah. Apparently there are no cliffs in Illinois.
We're prairie land.
Yeah.
I
don't know what that. I'm from New York.
And I'm from Chicago, so to clear that one up.
Yeah.
But oh my God.
I don't know what the middle of the country looks like. And this
very flat.
Yeah, this is we're from America, if you can't tell. This is for our international listeners, you know. Haha. But yeah, I was like, what happened? And then I was like, can you do that on horses? And they're like, no. I was like, okay, I don't know.
I can like barely. I had to ride a horse one time I was working at a summer camp.
Okay.
And I got up and they had split my pants open, like cartoon style. Like there was just like a rip down the seat of my pants. And one of the other counselors was like, that's your underwear. And I was like, yes, that is. Okay. And I'm not a big horse person. You will not catch me jumping from horse to horse. Oh, and that reminds me though. Another thing, and this is a trope that shows up a lot.
Okay.
And I need this to go on Mythbusters or something.
Okay.
I have seen so many movies where people are just casually moving around on the roofs of trains. Like while the trains are moving. Like, and this happens a lot. And I'm talking like everywhere, anything from this to like Polar Express. And at least that one's an animation.
Yeah.
You know? I think it's been actually a minute since I've seen it, but I feel like there's a scene in there where they're on the roof. But so many movies, like old westerns, and I feel like any spy movie, they're always like fighting on the roof of a moving train.
Yeah. Listeners, if you're not driving, please let us know if this is a myth or not.
If you have tried it yourself,
don't try it.
If you know, we only want.
Don't do it. Don't try it.
But now. You know, I'm not crazy, right? That shows up a ton.
It does show up a ton, and it shows up so often that I wasn't surprised until you were like, that train is moving super fast, and now it's moving across a burning wooden bridge.
They cut the train in half. Then they set the railroad tracks on fire. And then part of it just fell away and the train had to just like jump, I think, at one point.
Yeah, they had to jump from the top of train to the top of like cars of the train.
What?
Yeah, they were jumping from the top of the car. Oh,
you mean in between?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
you're like, what are you talking about? And they would like run in midair and then jump to another thing. And it was just like, it was a lot. I believe Anthony Mackie could do it though. Like if he really put his mind to it, like I believe in him.
That's the other thing. They had Abraham Lincoln save him like 4 times. I'm like, okay, Anthony Mackie is not helpless. Like,
he's not a helpless dude.
He's not a helpless dude. Very agile. Agile. I guess. Very strong.
Yeah.
You can also call us. Come be on the podcast. Talk about your experience.
Yes. But yeah, it was very interesting. Like it was. I don't know. I know it's fake, so I can't be mad at like the historical inaccuracies. But this is also Abraham Lincoln, who was like, "Hey, Black people should go back to their country because you being around us is a lot." He said that about white people, and like that's me misquoting real hard.
Wait, you said he said that about white people?
I mean about Black people.
Oh, I was like, wait, that's
so for white people. He's like, "Oh, Black people, you should go back to your country. Like I'll free you from slavery, but like y'all need to go because you know, like y'all make us uncomfortable." Oh, God. And Black people were like, "We built this country. Y'all built it on our backs. You think we're leaving now? We're not going nowhere." And he was like, "This is not gonna be good." It's like, bruh. But yeah, it was very interesting that it was like, oh, he's been fighting for freedom since he was a child.
Yeah.
It was like, okay.
No, it was an interesting point too. I mean, and again, you know, talking about like misquoting, I know I'm going to like butcher half my memory of this, but years ago, I went to the Lincoln Museum in Illinois and they talk about it. They were like, Abraham Lincoln didn't actually free anybody who like wasn't already free. Like the Emancipation Proclamation, I think for a while there was only valid in the northern states. Yep, So he basically just said, you can't have slaves. And they were like, great, we don't.
We don't, yes. And then 2 years later, on Juneteenth, and that's why Juneteenth is a holiday, 2 years after he said that that all black people were free, that's when they started telling the slaves. And then because the slaves didn't have anywhere to go, people were like, oh, well, if you want to live here, you got to work. And it's like, well, it's $1 to live here, but I'm only going to pay you 2 cents an hour.
Ugh.
Yeah. So was Abraham Lincoln as cool and great as everyone thinks? Probably not.
Oh, this was definitely white savior. Like, this was like...
Oh, this whole movie.
Oh, he was like... It ends with, like, him giving the Gettysburg Address. Like... Actually, it ends. That was actually kind of brutal.
Yeah.
But Mary was like, we'll be late for the theater. And I was like, oh,
yeah, that was rude. And then he was like, oh, let me make you immortal, bruh. He's like, nah, I'm good, bruh. I'm good. And it's like, man, you should have let him make you immortal. Whew.
But then there would have been a sequel. I don't think you could handle a sequel.
I wouldn't.
I don't think I could handle a sequel. And
how long would the sequel be? If they made a sequel, right? And I think they wanted to make a sequel because they showed Dominic finding the next hunter.
That was really confusing because they had Abraham Lincoln leave and then a helicopter landed. And I went, what? Like, we're just not even caring at this point.
No F's given. But he finds like the next person, and I was like hoping that it would be like, because it was another white dude.
I thought it should have been a woman. I thought that would have been cool.
Oh, that would have been cool to make her
like finds like a woman with a. And it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and then we go into that movie.
That would have been great.
We do a crossover.
I was hoping it was like Bradley Cooper, like a celebrity, because I was like, is it Obama? Is Obama gonna get off the plane? It wasn't Obama, guys. I was very disappointed.
Did anyone get off the plane? No. Or did they? I'm not entirely sure why we had that, except for like we are now in modern times.
I think that was it. But I really wanted somebody, Sasha, Malia, Michelle. I'm done. I would have even taken Uncle, now President Joe.
Oh. Oh my god. Well, for those of you who are just listening, Bukola is now crying. And I'm a little worried about her, so I think this might be a good place to sign off.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, this is Bite Me.
Yeah.
Oh, there's more police sirens. But basically, Bite Me is a podcast brought to you by players, performers, and portrayers. You can learn more about portrayers for short, or Bite Me at playersperformersandportrayers.com. I'm Julia.
And I'm Bukola.
And thank you so much for joining us for Bite Me!
Bite Me. See you guys.